And this idea that prototyping has become really cheap means that from a rational economic perspective, we should just, buy or build a lot more prototypes.
Andrew, thanks for taking the time. You've been a pioneer in AI education. How do you explain AI to a non-technical person, right? Like my mom, who's 80 years old. What should be the takeaway for her?
One of the most precious things in the world is intelligence. And for the most part, the biggest source of intelligence has been human intelligence. We can count on others to help us think things through, answer questions, learn about the world, reason. And AI is artificial intelligence, where we're increasingly getting computers to demonstrate intelligence, to help think things through, make decisions, advise us. And so to your mother or really anyone else, I would say this is a great time to learn about and use AI.
And what inspired you to dedicate your career to AI? You've been doing it for so long.
When I was a teenager, I remember having this job where I was an office admin, and I just remember doing a ton of photocopying. And even then, the teenage version of me was thinking, boy, if only we had something to automate this, maybe a robot or something, maybe I could spend my time doing higher value work. And so I was fortunate to have learned about neural networks from my father as a teenager. And it seemed sufficiently fascinating and with enough potential to help a lot of people that I wound up pursuing AI really for pretty much my whole career. And it's nice to see that the technology is now advanced to the point where it's helping a lot of people, but still with massive headroom for how much more a few could do.
Where do you see the biggest opportunities for founders starting today?
I think there's so many opportunities, but the sector that I think has been underhyped has been the application layer. I think there's been a lot of attention at the technology layers, and nothing wrong with that. It's really exciting what technology we have. But almost by definition, the application layer built on top of the tech layers had better become even more valuable, because we need the applications to generate even more revenue so that they can afford to pay the technology providers.
You have been such a strong advocate for democratizing AI. How do you see that evolving over the next decade? Because this is going to be the great equalizer for everyone.
A decade from now, we'll still be identifying and building applications. I feel like the hype about AGI, the storyline that in 2 years with AGI will solve everything, I think that's really hype. Just as with earlier ways of technology, many years later, like deep learning, we're still identifying fantastic applications of deep learning to apply to build. But beyond that, one of the most important skills of the future is the ability to tell AI exactly what you want so that it can do it for you. And people that know how to do that will just be much more powerful and effective. Now, it turns out that one of the best ways to get AI to do what you want for you is to write code with AI assistance. And so I feel like people that understand the technology more deeply, they can write the right prompts, give the right direction to AI, will be able to use it much more effectively. And there will be a societal shift that collectively we'll all need to execute to teach a lot of people enough about computers. I think in the future, we should aspire to 100% AI and computer literacy, and that deep understanding of how computers work and how every person can command it to use it for their purposes.
What advice are you giving founders who are going after those opportunities? Would love to just get your take on that.
Go build. And I think as you've seen too, and maybe as trying to suspect, one of the strong correlates, or one of the strong predictors in my view to startup success is speed. I think sheer speed of execution, so long as you act responsibly, don't harm people along the way, instead of move fast and break things, I tend to say move fast and be responsible. But I find that with new AI capabilities, founders and really also large companies are able to move at a speed that was unimaginable to most people a few years ago. AI is letting teams act responsibly, with concern for other people's well-being and so on, but at a ferocious speed that just was not possible before. And this idea that prototyping has become really cheap means that from a rational economic perspective, we should just, buy or build a lot more prototypes, just giving a new mechanism to invent new things.
Thank you for taking the time. It's been a privilege getting to know you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.